continuing the work on the backdrop as always. So this is the update what I did today. Quite a bit of work done on this thing, I'll say that. So I'm going to continue working on it and see how far I get. Supposed to probably maybe go back to work next week, but they're having a manager's meeting. I've been off since the 18th, so depending on what happens, depends on how much time I've got. So until then, I'm going to keep working away on this layout. So guys, like, comment, subscribe, and check out the video. So tell me what you think. Thanks, guys.
Hey, well, we're back at it again. So I've started a little work on the backdrop. I'll tell you what I've done so far. Here I can see I've got a couple of the bigger industrial flats in. This one I just added a little bit of moss to the side, because it did have a little plant up there, and I just thought, well, I want to continue it and just make that look really good, like an abandoned warehouse. I think it fits good. Painted a couple trees in here in the gap. There was a big gap back there, a 1-inch gap, so I cut 1-inch foam, the extruded paint that I had left over, went all the way down here. I got paint on the backdrop. That's fine. It's covered up. It's going to be covered up. So there'll be more trees in between here, for sure. And then another building here, the long 3D one, be a little bit of a space, and then we're going to go into here into the town, some shops, a road going off into there. We'll continue on with shops, of course. So that's what I got going on. I had to fill that gap, and that was a pain to get this to stay in there. So I'm still going to have to cover that big, you can kind of see the crease there. Nothing, hard. You just get some clump foliage, put some stuff in there, hide that really easily. Now I've been working on flats. I did do, as you can see here, some more 3Ds on the foam. Printed these off on my own printer. Made these. They're going to look nice. I've got more to make. I've got more of these to make. Plus, I've got a few more of these to do as well. And we're just going to fill in this area here as a shop. Back here in the corner, here will be a little bit of a mound with some grass and some stuff, I think, just to hide that big gap. And we'll see how that all turns out. So I'm just going to keep on working, and I will also had to pick up all the rolling stock and buildings and move them down there. All the rolling stock's put up in boxes. So hopefully, so I get this done, I can ballast. Actually, what I'm talking about, I did have this fed. I'm going to borrow a feeder from my yard that don't have hooked up, and probably put it right about in here. And that's going to be my 3 feet, which there's one over here where the station was. Right here. Sorry, there's one right here. So that's going to be plenty good. And then I can ballast this, actually. First I got to paint the rails, but then I'll ballast it. So, but I'm going to keep working, and I'll be back. Okay. Working, of course, on the backdrop still. I'm going to, I think I might have showed this a long time ago, back when I did the other side of this. But that was over a year ago. So, as you can see, I'm painting my trees. I do have a little mess along this backdrop. I'm going to try to cover that with brush and stuff. Paint a little green on that too. But I've got my building marked. You can see where that big long flat's going to go. So while I'm over here on this side, I'm going to show you very quickly. Here, I've got my palette here. I'll show you. Poor man's palette. So I take a real thin brush like this, and I'm just going to start working a trunk. Probably be one here in the middle. And you make it look like a real trunk. Just keep working up, kind of like a backwards V. And you kind of skinny it out, okay? And I'm just going to take this like this. We're going to just draw some branches. Get a little more on you, a little more. So they don't have to really be great. It's just enough to where, it looks like there's a tree Actually, I'm going to put another tree. It's a pretty thick forest area, so we're going to put a couple more trees in here. There will be trees along this backdrop here. This will just probably a brush along because I got to hide that gap. So we're just going to do this right out there. He'll be more like up there. He'll be a bigger tree here in the middle, I think. So we'll just, yeah, this is totally Bob Ross, guys. So go ahead and make your comments. There we go. Okay. Let me find a brush for trees, which is, I'm going to use this for trees, similar to what I use for weathering. And I'm just going to start taking colors off of here. Some I kind of mix sometimes, and just kind of wipe it down. And just seriously, a brush like this, you're going to get more of a like leaf looking effect. So I just dab away. This is going to be pretty big trees back here. You just kind of dab away. I'll take a little brush, or I could just do this right here. Yeah, you can see there along the side of that building without getting it on there. We'll dab away. We're going to get a little bit more darker color in here now. Just blend your colors. It even sounds like Bob Ross. Okay, so see? Oops, should have got that more in focus. I'll show you another one here. We're just going to do a little lighter color here. I think I had a light color I don't have, but if not, I can take a little bit of my yellow and I'm just kind of do this, and we can add a little yellow to it over the top of it like that to give it more shadowy effect too. And take a little bit of this. The lighter, of course, you go, the lighter the color is, of course, too. The lighter you... I'm going to get a little bit darker in here now. And we'll just mix the colors in. This, of course, I said this tree was going to be taller. Kind of need more green in there, I think. There we go. Yep, and just dab it in like that. You may see some of that through it. You may not. That's okay. We're just trying to go for more thicker brush, the thinner brush. See here, you may see the branch kind of lightly. You're going to see it there. So basically, that is a very quick method for painting a lot of trees. And then, of course, here on the bottom, we're just going to do the same method. Like I said, I'm going to go over this brown. Brown will be blended in too, which is okay. So it's kind of like a hedgerow deal. We'll put some more green over this. I'm going to thicken the green on top of that. And of course, some of this is going to have the brush on it. So you're going to have a little brush on there, of course. That's really it, guys. There is not much to that painting trees. So as you can look down, that's the rest of the backdrop coming along. So I've got a little bit of a gap right in between those little trees there, but we can fill that in. That's all drying. Buildings are on there. They're looking really good. So I really like that. I'm going to have to put some kind of tree in there along the edge of that building. But that's what I got going on so far, guys. So I thought I'd show you that while I got it here. And we'll continue on. I'll show you a little bit more of this finished product. Alrighty, guys. So I continued on. I'll show you what I've got done. You can see a little cardstock right in here. I don't think I'll see that after I ballast it. And I even do a little more to get rid of it once I do that. But I start here, put this background flat in. Of course, I showed you how I painted the trees. I did not static grass here. Let me zoom in here. Probably gonna see some mistakes. But what I did was I just liked the way it looked. So you got some dirt, got some natural look in here. So I just really left it the way it was. You know, I was happy with it. I think it looked great. So yeah, I just left it. Put in my little shrubs, a couple little trees here and there, some trees here to hide the seams of the building. Of course, to cover up the paint here, it looks like I got a spot there. I'm gonna have to. That could be static grass, which is fine. It'll just, once that dries, it'll just rub right off. So I might have to fix that. I actually think it had tree glued up there. I may have to re-glue that. But I made that look like a weedy patch in between the buildings here. But from here on down, I did use static grass, and I'll take you to where I ended, basically. You got the long building here. Of course, there's that rock or gravel type roof that I talked about. I may get some Walter's roof accessories and put on there to make it look good. There's one other thing I could do to that to make it look good. Or down there, I've got a smokestack, and I think I'm going to pull that out and use it. Here's the trees here, between basically where kind of industrial ends, and this could be a back of a park, into this is an apartment building type complex, and it does kind of sit down because there's that ridge you can see there. I may have to hide that a little bit better. I think when the time comes, I probably will put a few more brush down in there and stick it where you can't see it. Now right here, for whatever reason, right between these two trees, the ground cover really did cover the gap, so it must have been really close there. But I think there's a couple spots I see I'm gonna have to just fill that in so you don't notice it. But that's not a big deal. It's just a couple little pieces of the foam here, like you see here laying around. I'll just put it in the gap and let it go. May have a little sidewalk back there yet. I have not decided. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea. Probably do a sidewalk around this building for sure, because right here, of course, is the crossing, and there'll be a road. I'm going to put a picture back there to make it look like the road goes on. But so that's what I got going on here with the backdrop. So, I mean, really, man, this is really good. I really cannot wait to run trains through this. Like I said, I'm going to take off all this tape, and I got to clean all that, vacuum all this. I'm going to vacuum my yard and everything that you see here. That's got to get all cleaned back up. And, of course, clean my track a little bit, too. But ballast this, paint the rails. But it's nice how this really did turn out. There's some glue back there against the backdrop. I better wipe it off. So yeah, this really is looking nice. This is a big chunk of the layout. I was really worried about what I was gonna do with 16 plus feet, and I figured it out. And relatively cheap. Really $30, and is what these. Well, no, it was more than that. We'll just say just probably about $40 for all these flats, and some I made for free off the computer. And of course, all the supplies that you have and the trees I had, I used that. So I mean, really, to do this was a lot less expensive than I thought it was going to be. Of course, I still need a lot of buildings back in here in the town, but we'll get to that when I get to that. That may be where I keep going. Maybe not worried about down there for quite a while. I'm going to do this part here, figure out that next. So I'm probably going to be that in the next update, because I think this is going to be a pretty good update. So yeah, you can see. We'll just take a slow pan before I go. I really like that area. Looks really good, man. When I ballast the track and weather it, I'm going to be really itching to get some pictures and do some video of a run session. I mean, you got to do that. You just have to do that with this. I mean, it's going to look nice. A slow train running through there, maybe a small local or something. Some different shots finally on the layout. That's what's going to be nice. So, but yeah, it turned out great. Glad I could show you guys how to paint the trees. So they're turning out nice too. Great colors for them as well. So yeah, really happy with it. So thanks guys. Like, comment, tell me what you think.